Good morning, everyone. Next Generation Weather Forecaster Joe Shaka here at Storm Chaser JS. Looking at the next couple of weeks here in the tropics, the Atlantic Basin could get quite interesting, as you will see during this presentation. We're going to take a look at some of the forecast guidance and see where we might be going over the next week to 10 days and maybe even 15 days. But really, I think days 8 through 12 have some interest to me, and you'll see why here. And we're starting here with the MJO forecast, and this is the next 2 weeks through mid-month, and you can see where we are now. We're in the null phase, coming out of the null phase. But we are going to get into the Western Hemisphere and Africa favorable parts of the MJO. As you can see there, Phase 1, Phase 2, and possibly even Phase 3 towards the end of the period. Now, there's the area of interest. You can see again, the operationals in green and the ensembles are in Phase 1. So Phase 1, Phase 2, possibly Phase 3. Now, looking at tropical cyclone probabilities or likelihood, if you will, density, using this here. And if you can see on the top of the screen, and let me get my drawing tool here, make sure I click on the right one this time. And for this, I will use purple. And you can see here, we're looking at Phase 2, Phase 3, and we see this orange shading in here. That is where we have positive conditions for tropical cyclone development, and you can see that there by the legend here at the bottom, 2 to 5 and 5 to 10 density. And then the blue is negative. And you can see the model showing that up here as well. So something interesting to keep an eye on as we get over the next week to 10 days. Let me see if I can turn those off or maybe advance off to my next slide. But that's an interesting signature. Again, there's Phase 2, Phase 3. Oh, good, my pen did go away. Now and I do have the little drawing tool still here, which is good. So now we are looking at here is the Japanese forecast for upward motion in the atmosphere. And you can see this is starting on Saturday, so in 2 days. And you can see that we have positive upward motion for development. So we have a lot of rising air here, and you can see this is rising air and this is sinking air. So you can see there's a lot of sinking air in the Western Pacific. We have rising motion here in our part of the world. And also we have very good rising motion off Africa. Maybe something will come off Africa and develop in this time frame as well. And that actually shows up quite nicely on the precipitation. You can see the enhanced rainfall off the southeast coast and the really enhanced rainfall of Africa. So maybe there'll be a wave that develops out here over the next week to 8 days. I don't have that included in the slide, but maybe I'll have to do another video and include that in a video if this becomes a more possible situation that you get something coming off Africa. But the purpose of this video is to focus in the close development that may happen again over the next 7 to 12 days off the southeast coast. But there's the upward motion favorable. There's the rainfall. There's the 500 millibar pattern looking pretty favorable down in here. Moving on to the other image, here is the sea surface pressure, which is what I like to show a lot. You can see below normal pressures in the Atlantic Basin. That looks good. The sea surface temperature anomalies. Let me switch my color here to green. And you can see here, widely above average in all of this area in the Western Atlantic. So plenty of energy for tropical development, certainly. And once you get down through here, we have temperatures 82 to 85 degrees Fahrenheit, which is more than enough to support tropical development. Again, 82 to 85 degree water down around there. Looking at the European forecast tracks, and again, here we are. This is through the next 15 days. Let me switch my color to maybe purple for this particular graphic. And you can see here, models showing, something possibly developing in this general area, again, over the next 7 to 15 days. And that is why this video is being done, because I think that, again, there's a couple of strong members here. Note the red lines here. 960 to 979 pressures is what those red lines are. So if I can remove my drawings from this here, which I can do using this tool right here. I wish they had these a little bit brighter so you could see. There we are. But you can see here where we have these red lines, 960 to 979 pressures here, and those are right there, and right there. So again, very, very interesting to note that. And then certainly you don't want to take away the blues, which are also tropical storm, and once you get into the 980s, minimum hurricane intensity. So definitely something to keep an eye on as we get a little bit closer. And then here's the precipitation anomalies. This is week 1. You can see the enhancement down in here. week 2, you could see the enhancement again in close to the U.S. Maybe this is a cold front. Maybe this is the remnants of, and there's some more out here. So maybe this is a cold front coming through with heavy rain. And this one here is maybe the tropical system that we're talking about. So a lot of interesting things around that 7 to 10 day period. Again, here's day 9 with the sea surface pressures. Again, you can see lower than normal surface pressures like the JMA having it forecasted along there. So definitely something to keep an eye on over the next 7 to 12 days. It will see what comes out of this. But that is it for now. And thank you for watching.